What up, everybody?
Welcome, adventurers. What's happening? We have two special guests with us today. We have Don and Jason from Savage Saturday. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I can't even begin to tell you how honored we are to have you guys on here. So, with that, how are you guys? And Stell, how are you?
Hello.
I'm
What's
good.
going on,
Good.
guys?
Happy to be here. It's a big honor to be part of what Savage Crucible has already given back to us. It's
Mm,
um, I've been hyped about this line from the start, and and can't wait to see where it goes.
me too.
Yeah, very
Likewise.
excited. Very excited. Very excited to see everything that Savage Crucible is bringing. You guys have brought such an amazing figure, and your next wave looks just as amazing as the first.
Oh man, wave two. Boy,
Yes.
holy cow. Holy cow. So much good stuff. Anyway, so
Mhm.
you guys do photography with Savage Crucible. I mean, there's obviously you guys use all kinds of toys, but we obviously know you from doing the Savage Crucible photos, and
Mhm.
man, some really amazing stuff. But you two are not the only ones, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
It's not
We,
just us. We're just
So
the
you guys
knuckleheads that started the group.
well,
yeah,
that's all right.
we
That's
had
good.
we had a bunch of fans of the line just jump on and say, "Hey, can we join this up? Come on in." And we invite anybody has Savage Crucibles, that's a fan of Savage Crucible, to come on in and be a part of this little adventure that Jedi had started. I kind of came in and we just started running it and started getting more and more popular, and yeah, it just keeps growing.
Oh,
That's
so you guys
amazing.
actually
So,
have picked up more members. Sorry, Stell. You guys actually picked up more members?
Yeah, all the time. Like I knew I kind of wanted to do I run another collab for some other stuff, and I knew I wanted to start Savage Crucible one, especially when I knew like my box was in shipment. I was like, as soon as I get it here, I'm gonna start taking photos. And I was like,
being
I know
proactive, I
other
see.
people are excited to get theirs too. And I'm sure, there's going to be some other photos coming. I was like, I'll start up a collab. I'll start hitting guys up. And, Raven was one of the first guys that was like, hell yeah, count me in. And he became my partner with it because, running the photo collabs can be a
It's a
little
grind.
times. It's a lot of work. And he's
Well,
helped out a lot. He does all the reels and stuff, and helps with a lot of promotion. He's brought a lot of guys in, and we work together. We keep it pretty simple, but it's a lot of fun, and it's our way to not only give back to kind of Savage Crucible to kind of cross promote, but to show that how much we love it. Like we're having fun with it, and the creativity we get to have with it, and be big kids and play with our toys and that's the biggest fun about toy photography is like creating your own stories for that split second in time.
hmm
Yeah, and your guys' figures make it so easy, especially with those the character packs
Mm.
that come with so many
That
items and
yeah.
accessories that I've built. I picked up 4 or 5 different just the slates, and then the shadow slates, and I've built like 3 or 4 different like characters that are just hodgepodge from those kits, and it's been so much fun building them.
Yeah, when I saw how much was coming in there, I definitely had to pick up some more figures because I knew I wouldn't have. I'd just have parts laying around, and I'm like,
Yeah,
might as well
yeah,
use them. You get enough.
no parts
So
left behind.
no, never.
When people ask about the line that are kind of new to it that didn't jump in from the start, and they're like, hey, these kind of look cool, what should I do? I'm like, grab a Slate or a Savage if you can, and a character pack.
right. Yep.
Because there you go, you've got 4 or 5 different figures right off the bat.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great way to kind of get your toes wet, really.
Yeah,
Definitely.
when they first started dropping, people were asking questions like, "Oh, I don't know." So I started buying like the Savages and the Slates, and I would just send them out to some of my photographer buddies and say, "Here you go, just go, just try them out, have fun." And everyone that had got them loved them.
They're blown away.
And went back and bought more.
Yeah,
so it was money well spent on my part.
Excellent, very good to hear. Very good to hear. So, were you guys doing photography prior?
Not me.
I've only been doing it for 3 years.
Flame.
Yeah, I've only been doing toy photography for 3 years now.
Okay.
I don't, I know nothing about photography. Still don't. I never even had any interest in photography until I was doing some remodeling, and I decided I wanted to buy some some cool collector stuff, and I was like, oh, I'll put some cool stuff in my room, and I'll find like some cool, Darth Vader statue or something, and started doing my research, and I started seeing like all these photos of these scenes, and I was like, I don't remember that from any movie or show or anything like that, and then lo and behold, it ended up being toy photography, and I was like, that's a thing? Like, people do that? Like, I'm a nerd, but those guys got to be real nerds, I want to be a part of that.
Super nerds,
and I want in there, so like I bought some stuff and started taking pictures and like realized how much fun it is, and what a great way to not only express creativity but kind of unplug. It's a great little escape. You get to when I'm taking my shots and setting stuff up, I'm not thinking about work or stress or anything else. I'm thinking about that little world that I'm building right there.
Yes, agreed.
I'm living right in there, down to the minute detail, like why is his elbow so low, and move it up a little higher. It was turn the angle of that sword a little more, and I started just having fun with it, and that's been it. I don't really care if someone likes it or doesn't like it. I do it for myself, and then the camaraderie and friends that I've gotten off of the wide community. I mean, me and Raven are buddies, and we've never met each other in person, not once. But like, if he called me up and said he needed something, I'd be like, "What do you need, dude?" I'm there for it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is an amazing thing when you find something in common with other people, and then you actually like build a really strong friendship. With so many cool people. I mean, that's happened to all of us, I think, really.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've been very fortunate to meet some incredible people through toys. So thank you, toys.
Amen.
Thank you, my plastic friends.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So Don, you said you were doing it for 3 years.
Yeah. I started, it was a few years after I retired out of the military, and was kind of just lost, I guess you could say, because military had been my life for so long that now it was like I was starting back over again. So I kind of had to find something to connect me to the world again. And again, I like Jedi said, I saw these pictures online. I was like, that's kind of cool. I wonder if I could do that. So I went out, bought a cheap camera off a resale site, grabbed a couple lenses, and started shooting. My first pictures were of Kinder toys, like the little Kinder toys that don't do anything. And I thought that was cool. They were crap, but I thought they were cool.
Sure.
And then it just kind of progressed into, it kind of helped me mentally get back into a frame of mind where I was functioning on a level outside of I'm something more than just being in the military. It kind of brought me and my kids a little bit closer together, because I had spent so much time away from them for most of their lives. But then I started collecting toys, and they're like, all of a sudden they're like, well, Dad, why are you buying more toys than you buy us? I'm like, don't worry.
Yeah, why are
I'm
your
going to
toys
steal
much
your
cooler than
toys
mine?
too.
Don't ask
Oh,
questions.
yeah. Shh, go to your room. But
yeah,
yeah,
Stella, I think that was well said. Why are your toys cooler than mine? Yeah. These are grown-up toys.
Yeah.
Someday
see,
you'll
an
be a
age
man.
limit. There's an age limit. But no, and it just kind of blossomed into, something I really started really enjoying. And then after the first year, I started getting kind of deeper in the community, start making friends, and started, really trying to perfect the craft and move better towards becoming a better photographer. And the collecting kind of went to the side, and then all my focus went to, okay, I need to stop throwing money at every toy and just start finding a toy line that I'm really excited about shooting. Because I would notice the random toy lines, my shots were okay, but the toy lines I really loved, those are the ones I put most of my effort in. I would sit there and study, different camera techniques. I would, ask questions. Hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? And then, joining the other collab that me and Jedi is a part of helped me really push to learn newer techniques. And then I would try to do those and then pull it off kind of, and then just kind of push myself to go further with that. And then it just kind of blossomed from there, really.
So do you prefer, maybe it doesn't even matter, but do you prefer to use like natural lighting being outside, or do you prefer to like shoot interior with more of like a controlled environment?
I shoot all inside, mostly because I'm in South Florida and it's fucking hot outside.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
You could have just stopped the South. I'm in South Florida. That was,
yeah,
also known as South Hill.
yeah. I mean, it's I love living here. I absolutely do. But like for shooting stuff, like it's not conducive. Like if you can get out and get some good morning hours, and and sunsets and stuff are beautiful, and there's great lighting. If you get to the beach, for some stuff, it's wonderful. But like if you're doing like a broad range of things, it's much more conducive to do it inside. And I ended up building an entire studio in my house for that purpose, and which has helped me tremendously, because I used to have like things set up all over the house, and like I'd kind of shoot some pictures over here, maybe over here, and now I got like one spot that I do it, and all my figures are in one spot, and I'm able to, it's so nice to like be able to like knock everything out in like a couple minutes, what used to take me hours to do. So to answer the question, indoors.
Does it matter for you, Raven? Yeah. Oh, same.
Mine is indoors too. Yeah, I've got a little small space that was allotted to me by my wife in the garage. So that's where I do most of my shooting. And then during the summer months, when my garage turns into an oven and gets up to 105, 110 degrees, I kind of move it into the kitchen table and no one's home. So I've got.
Don, where you at? Where you located at?
Oh, not much further. About 6 hours north of Jedi in South Georgia.
I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, the humid summers, I definitely know what you guys go through. So, but let me ask you guys this: with shooting indoors and with the lighting and all that, how did you guys go about, perfecting light techniques and stuff like that? Making sure you get the perfect light for the picture and all that.
A lot of
trial and error.
Yeah, a lot of trial and error, man. When I started and I was hitting up guys that I seen, really admired the photos of and stuff like that. I got shot down by so many people that were like, you'll figure it out. You'll never be as good as me. And I was like, what kind of answer is that, man? I was like, dude, I was just looking for some like guidance, just like, hey, man, and so a lot of it ended up just be like, all right, well, I can study this stuff and figure it out, kind of myself. And that was kind of what I did. And, looked up some, videos on photography, and read a bunch of stuff, and then just started playing around. Just
nice.
And I've still got like a bunch of like pretty cheap lights. I don't have anything fancy. but I make sure like I have enough. I shoot everything off of my phone, so I don't use a camera. And for me, a lot of it was learning your equipment. So like, I know my phone, my iPhone requires like a lot of light. So the more light I can introduce, and get the right way, my photos end up being better. If I try to shoot in like a lot of low light situations, it gets grainier. It doesn't focus as well. So that's like your equipment. Whereas like a camera, you have a little bit more control of everything, and you can, you can do more things. And I think that's just, it just comes down to learning your equipment, learning what your lights can do, what your camera can do, what your space can do, and how to control light within your space. Like when I built my studio, I painted the walls black and made sure I had blackout curtains so I could control as much light as possible. So whatever light is in there, everything I'm introducing, which isn't bad too, because I have patio doors right out to my lanai by my pool. And if I want more daylight, then I just open up the damn curtains, I have my daylight, I have my natural light. So
that's really cool.
Yeah. So, and it was just, again, it's just trial and error and just like keep shooting, and when people ask me stuff like, oh, how do you do it? How do you get better? And I'm like, just keep shooting. Just keep doing it. Yeah. It's like going to the gym. Like, how do you get stronger? Just keep going.
Yeah. Keep challenging yourself.
Just keep going, keep working out. How do you get better at shooting? Keep going to the range. How do you get better at running? Keep running. It's just keep doing the same thing. You will improve.
Right.
Well said.
It's
very
just,
well
it's
said.
Just, it's just the drive to get there and do it. And like he said, he ran into a bunch of negative people when he first came in the community. And I had some negative experience too, but I also met a lot of positive people that were like, oh yeah, we do this. We use this light. We use this, or this is how you bounce light. This is how you get that backlight or the rim lighting or whatever. And it was kind of meeting those people that gave these hints and tips freely and worked with you instead of shitting on you and telling you, well, your work's never going to be as good as mine because I'm a professional photographer, so you're below me. You're below me.
Well, I think like in anything in life, there's people that are passionate about it, and there's people that are,
pricks about
fame from it. So, but that's nice though. It's nice to hear, different experiences of how you guys kind of just went about that, because me trying toy photography, that's one of the biggest challenges every time. It's just getting that perfect light, and touching up a little bit on what Jason was saying, like if you're using like, let's say like a cardboard like backdrop, and that light hits it that certain way, you can totally tell that's cardboard, right? And then there's another way, like you get the light just right, it looks like it's totally a background, so
and honestly, like I learned a lot once I started joining up with collabs. With collaborations, and because then you were just like seeing you get the chance to like see everybody's kind of work in progress a lot of times, like in the group chats of things. You're like, hey, I got this set up here, and like, oh, I see how he's got his lights, and I always like his like final shots, let me see how he's doing this, and that I learned a lot. And then usually when you're in the collaborations, I found people to be a little bit more friendly rather than just direct messaging somebody or hitting somebody up. That helped a lot, and the community's great. Like I had some bad experiences in the beginning, but overall, like I wouldn't trade this community for anything. Like these guys, there's got to be over 100 guys that I know like would do anything for me almost at the drop of a hat, and I would do the same for them. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
And I've never met any of them in person,
right
not once.
Not yet.
Well,
not yet anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I've met Stell in person, and I always tell him, if you need anything, all he has to do is tell me. Of course, I don't mean it, but
I was going to say,
it's always nice to say that.
I thought you were going to say, if he needs something, make sure you call somebody else,
Right. I say I love you, but I don't love you. I mean, come on. Anyways, so Raven or Jedi, do you guys use any kind of like special effects over your photos, or is it all just 100% what you just took?
I use some photo editing apps, but
Okay.
not like Photoshop. I just use like Procreate if I need to draw something in, or what's the other one? Pixelmator if I need to adjust lighting or coloring or something like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
But a lot of my stuff, it's it's the raw image. It just has color adjustments.
Sure.
Or I use the eraser tool to get rid of the stands I use for
Oh,
posing my
sure.
figures.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Sure.
mhm.
Sure.
So,
So Jedi said he uses his phone. You said you actually use a camera?
yeah, I've got an old Nikon D300
Oh,
that I
wow.
picked up and I just started playing with it. It took me about a year to learn how to use it pretty well. But yeah, I heard about some deals on like KEH and MPB, and I got like a whole setup for like $500.
Oh, wow.
So,
So So for everyone that's watching and future watching, so basically you can go, there's two roads to travel down, because you can get a really nice camera, or you can just do it like Jedi said and get to know your equipment that you have, i.e. your phone. Or even, I'm assuming you could probably even use like an iPad or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Most of the time it doesn't come down to like at least what I've learned. I may be talking from ignorance here, but making a good photo comes down to like the composition and your and your lighting. It's because it's all about light and shadow. Whatever the image is, it's light and shadow. But you don't need a stellar device that takes 7 billion megapixel pictures to make a cool photo. I mean, look at photos from like World War II. There's some stellar photographs, and those things are grainy as hell, but it's the light and shadow that affect you on an emotional level of what you see. Not the detail of the image. It's what's captured through that light and shadow process.
Do we have some photos that we can look at still?
Yes, we do.
We're still waiting for you guys to join our collab.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Come on.
We just told you that neither one of us can take a picture to save our lives. We're shit.
I guarantee you'll get better.
I've had a few really, really good ones turn out, but
not as an overall, not that. Yeah, like Tim said, I got a few that are pretty good, but not.
Yeah, but look, I guarantee I don't think mine are very good, but if you look at like what I started with till now, I know there's a huge improvement. And it was just, and again, it just came from doing it over and over. I didn't take any magic sauce. I didn't, buy any, photograph steroids online. It's just
well, I remember because I like to shoot a lot. I'll do both. I'll shoot interior and exterior. My favorite is to shoot outside. I love natural elements. Now I will build dios, and we won't get too much into that because we're gonna have Jedi back and Raven for dios. We're gonna have a big group of dio people. I think that would be really interesting. But I remember like going and buying smoke bombs just so I could add some kind of like mystique to photos. And I mean, I bought like 3 cases or something ridiculous. So I've got enough smoke bombs to last me forever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But smoke bombs never running out. Ninja clan.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, there were, when I was doing, I was taking some photos for a couple of pieces that I had painted for MAFC, and one of them that I used like the smoke bombs for was the swamp hopper. So it was this frog type character, and that really made it work. There was something about that. I was like, okay, I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. You know what I mean? And it was using like little tricks like that, which I would love to learn more about, but that's one of those things where doing toy photography for me is just for fun. 99% of the time it is also just for me. So
right, exactly. Yeah.
Stella, you want to bring up some of those photos,
Yeah,
buddy?
I was actually just waiting for you to finish talking. So
We
these
can-
photos aren't all you guys here.
Yeah,
there's
they can
different-
run through it and tell us.
Yeah. So bring us up to the side here.
I love this one.
Yeah, this one's great. I love the perspective that you're looking at this picture
Yeah.
from.
It's so cinematic.
Exactly.
Very.
You know, that
It
shot
speaks a million words, and
Yeah.
not a.
you know exactly what's about to happen.
Exactly. Oh, this one's great. And who took this
one?
picture?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up right now.
I think was that Marcel?
I
Or was
believe
that-
so. No, that's not Marcel. Marcel.
I was gonna say Marcel, bro.
He had the wood. He had a tree in his backyard get blown up by lightning or by the storm, and he did pictures with that, and they came out really, really cool.
Oh, that's awesome! I gotta check those. Yeah.
Right, let's see. Yeah, if you want to move to the next one, I can.
Here, we'll go to the next one. We'll go back.
Oh, this is First Strike. First Strike.
Yeah,
Figs.
that's First Strike Figs.
He's already like an absolutely incredible toy photographer. Yeah. The man never misses. Everything he does is just gold. So he's not a full-time part of the Savage Saturdays, but just because he was like, hey, I just got a lot going on. He's like, I'd hate to like, be a drag or miss out on stuff. And
so he makes cameos. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he hit me up. He's like, dude, I got a shot for Saturday. Can I jump in? I'm like, absolutely. And then he sends me this. I'm like, come on, man.
Why are you making me look bad, dude?
Yeah, from your B-roll, why are you making us all look bad,
That's fantastic. Look, you can see it looks like the neck is cauterized. That's so cool.
Yep, it is.
That is fantastic.
He was one of the first ones when I joined up. He was one of the first ones that pushed me to keep going with this instead of listening to all the people shit on you. He was one of the first. No, man, just have fun doing it. Just and I would join up collabs like he did a Halloween collab, and that's where I started kind of really delving into it. So the last one was Plastic Platorium.
Okay.
Plastic Platorium. And you know what's funny with this one right here, with the flaming sword and the carterized neck? For some reason, it brings my attention to the water, like his pouch that he has on his belt. Like it just brings emphasis to that for me. I don't know why. But no, this is great.
It's because it's the great contrast color, and it's
exactly.
In line, and I know exactly what you mean, because it was one of the first things I noticed was like the water pouch, and he's a master of using the special effects like you guys were asking about. Yeah, his ability to blend always is just so
seamless.
Good.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Great. All right, let's see. What do we got?
Who did this one? Who did this one?
This one sucks.
This one. Oh man, who is that guy?
This guy's terrible.
Jedi Jack did this.
Yeah, that temple, which I can see behind you, Jedi.
No, this is great. So is this?
Damn, that is good.
I'm guessing you build the claw here. Is this what's going on?
I built the claw, and here's a little tidbit. So if you look at the doorway around the little writings, I took that script out of the graphic novel.
Oh.
So whatever's written in the graphic novel in that script that they use, that's what's on that doorway.
Wow.
Send nudes. That's what
and that got me second place. So,
that is so wicked. Yeah, that dio is fantastic, man.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun building that one. I wish in hindsight, I wish I would have set it up to be able to make it bigger, to be able to add on to it. And I still may be able to. I may be able to, like, you know, retcon some stuff and make it much larger. That one taught me a lot, because I tried a bunch of stuff that I hadn't tried before. We'll save that for the Dio show, but like, this photo was a lot of fun to do, and this was a lot of. I will tell you, like, this photo was. I was a lot of times, sorry to say, but usually my collabs that I run, I'm the last one to get my photo done. And this was, I want to say, Friday night, last Friday, me trying to rush and hurry up and get a photo done. I kind of had an idea and just set some stuff up real quick, threw some lights on it, and I'm like, yeah, that's going to have to work.
Well, it looks great. So do you guys normally have an idea of what kind of photo do you want to take? Do you draw inspiration for anything, or is it just kind of like once you get to it, you're like, yeah, let's see what I'm feeling?
It's, for me, so with the Savage Crucible collab, we've been running some loose themes, nothing like real hard, and it leaves it open to some easy interpretation, so you can kind of, you know, do whatever you want. For me, sometimes I'll have like a really good idea planned out and know exactly what it's going to be, and other times I'm like, I got no idea, and I just wing it, you know. So it's both for me, like, like, and for that goes for like almost all my photos. Like, there's sometimes that, like, I might have like a really good idea, and I've spent like a week. I might have posed a figure up, and I'll set it there, and I'll walk past it 100 times. I may change a little thing, you know, and then 2 weeks later, I finally do that shot, you know, and take an hour to set it up, and, you know, it's a pain in the ass, and it falls over and everything else, and I finally get kind of what I had in mind, and I'm satisfied that I got it. And other times I'm like, I'll set a bunch of stuff up, and I just like, whatever, you know, I just wanted to get something out, and I'll be not happy with it, and like, that's garbage. I'll throw it up, and everybody's like, this is the most awesome photo ever.
It happens every time.
Every single time.
Sir, I'm giving a shit photo. Are you kidding me? This is the best one. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Every single time.
That's great.
That's good. Yeah.
This is another plastic Platorian one.
Yeah, I love that they're like submerged in water. It's so cool.
I love that shield you used over there too.
Yeah, and his lines, the way he angles everything, always in his shots, is like really cool. You look at like the leading lines, like the position of the figures to the position of the wall going away, everything. That angle is like the way it draws your eye, you know, what direction. It's really cool.
Yeah, I like how he reflects the figures in the water.
And
he uses that actual water, and it reflects the figures into it. It just works.
You know, this guy looks like he should be starring in adult movies. You know,
hanging me, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh man,
this is so cool
too. Let's see
those colors, man.
Yeah. That is really cool. Look at that one down there.
Perfect contrast with everything. It's just,
wow.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Do you know, did they paint those, or did they come like that?
No, those are from the Beast of the Mesozoic. Yeah. Are you talking the raptors?
Yeah, so they're actually painted like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, they're real cool. The raptors are really nice.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah, I really like the fog in this one. That just adds that, you know, real nice stuff. Let's see. What do we got next here?
The boys.
The boys.
Clinging swords there.
Another great outdoor shot, you know.
I love using like natural settings. I'm a junkie for it. Yeah.
especially for the Lemurians. They
Yeah,
go really
that's
well.
what works
they
the
fit
best.
well.
Yes, absolutely. If it's woods or forest, it works perfect. Oh,
Yeah, this one's pretty nice. This one's
That's
nice.
a
wow.
perfect pairing.
Yeah, indeed.
And that I love the highlight on the belt buckle.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah,
This is real good stuff.
and again, using natural light and the natural surroundings with them, it just kind of like really brings out the figures.
Right.
Mm.
Another familiar.
yeah.
Yeah, that was Strupp Family Crafts.
Okay.
That was his photo.
Okay. Yeah.
It's funny. You could tell from his lighting. He has these lightings he uses. I
Yeah.
can always tell Sean's work. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's his colors come through so much more.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
More vibrantly. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the week we did the
pets.
The pets. Yeah.
Mm. So
Real
do you
nice.
guys try to come up with like a theme almost every week, or?
Yeah, like, and sometimes we'll throw it out to the collaboration, be like, hey, kind of, what's going on, and again, sometimes it's like herding cats, and nothing against any of the guys, it's just like, you get a bunch of people in a group, and people are shouting 100 different things, and then you're like, okay, we're gonna run with this. Well, I thought we were gonna do this, it's like, okay, we'll do that next week,
Right.
Right. It keeps it a little more organized.
Yeah, it's just, we're trying, we try to make everybody happy and stuff like that, and everybody's got great ideas, and things we want to try, and so I try to keep things kind of loose on the theme, as far as like not making it like too stringent, like we got like a general idea of a theme, and then like whatever you come up with off of that theme in your head should be what it is. I don't want to like constrict anybody's creativity.
Sure.
I run a different collab that's more technique based, and like every week is like, okay, we're going to focus on backlighting, we're going to focus on posing, we're going to focus on
that's cool.
That is very cool.
And so
those are great exercises
too. And it's and that's a whole different style of collaboration, where this one's a little bit more open. And I may like have some weeks where like I kind of I'll see what the group wants to do, but I'd like to have a couple weeks where like, hey, let's work on getting better this week, and this week we're going to work on overhead lighting, and do something like that, but we keep it pretty open, and Raven helps me out. Absolutely, he probably does 75% of the work anyway. With his wheels. Yeah,
I know.
Do a lot. And it's because both of us are busy. We full-time jobs, and I work 2 jobs as it is, and it gets hard to like you miss things in chats, where you're just like 20 guys are talking, and you got to go back and read the messages, and okay, guys, we're gonna do this, and so we try, because and we just want to make sure everybody realizes we're doing this for fun.
Exactly.
Don't get stressed out about it. Like,
right.
It's
like, if you got to
oh,
miss a week, you miss a week. If you, just catch up next
happen,
week.
Like people go on vacation, things happen. You get busy, you forget. It's just like your dog gets sick, your kid gets sick. Things happen. We get it. No big deal. As long as you have fun and can keep going, and we always want to make sure like everybody's doing okay in their life, and getting some time to like decompress and create some art. Nice. It's for me, it's always kind of fun to like see a photo, because you're taking a bunch of artists in one shot. So like if I take a photo of something, it's not just my art, it's that sculptor's art, whoever came up with the character, it's whoever painted it.
Yep.
It's all those are all coming together, and it's this huge cornucopia of artwork going on. That's pretty cool. And I have the same thing when I make a dio for somebody, and I see somebody like use my dio, and like again that like builds off of it, where it's their artwork with my artwork and somebody
Mhm.
else's artwork, and it's all coming together. And like, I think that's pretty cool, man. That's just it's awesome.
It's like a true collaboration between artists.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
you know?
Everybody just comes together, and whether the people that build the figures know it or not, they're our biggest help, because without those figures, we wouldn't be able to create what we do.
Yeah, if we don't have that in hand, that's that factory is just as important as anybody else.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yep. It's funny how there's so many strings that come together to make one amazing tapestry. So very cool. So if anybody wanted to get a hold of you guys and they wanted to do some Savage photography for a Savage Saturday, what would be the best way to get a hold of you guys? Through Instagram?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay.
Hit
Just
me
follow-
or Raven Eye up, or any of the other people that you see that are part of the collaboration. Ask them. You happen to like be friends or follow somebody that's or you just happen to see a photo that you like and want to be a part of. Like, hit us up. Like there's no we don't have membership fees or initiations.
Well, there is that one initiation you put me. Oh,
Yeah.
Tell us that story after.
No, not yet. It's after they sign the documents. They got to sign the documents
Yeah,
first,
right,
and then we can
exactly.
discuss.
Well, anyways, thank you guys so much, seriously, for coming on. We
Truly.
appreciate you guys giving us your time. We know everyone's time is precious, but literally, I was beyond thrilled when I was, wrestling this up with Raven, aka Don. Sorry, but anyways, I was beyond thrilled because I love what you guys do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just
thank you.
really fantastic stuff. So for the love of everything, please keep going.
Same to you guys.
Seriously.
Please keep bringing those figures.
Oh,
Yeah,
stop.
please.
Okay,
I
we'll
mean,
keep going.
Yes.
But anyways,
I got one question.
Huh?
Does Rob like it?
Does Rob like what?
All the photos and stuff we've been doing.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. But who cares?
Mission accomplished.
Well, let's say this:
like
if you
it.
didn't
No,
like
he-
it, you'd know about it.
Yeah, no.
I figure, if
No.
the Godfather, of Savage Crucible doesn't like
Oh God,
it,
don't call him that.
No,
He'll
yeah.
be expecting us
No,
to
he
call
hates
him
titles.
that.
Yeah, no titles. Yeah.
Oh,
Kiss the
whatever.
ring. Kiss the ring.
Yeah, exactly. We already have to kiss something else. Anyways, so no, to answer your question, Jedi, he absolutely loves this stuff.
Yeah, You
Well,
can't get enough.
I've talked to him a lot about a lot of things, and when he brings something up on his own, I know that that's a pretty big deal, right? And before I could even mention it, he brought this up and was like, I really like those photos that they're doing, and I'm like, yeah,
cool.
me too. So
Yeah.
a lot of
awesome.
us, I know Nikki's a huge fan of your guys' stuff
Oh,
too. I mean,
Yeah.
I could mention everybody, so I'll just say
the
everybody.
whole crew. I think
Because
is
I mean,
behind it.
especially for us, we're just coming out of the, coming out here, and we're just starting, and to see you guys doing something truly incredible and amazing, we're all thrilled, and we
Just know that,
absolutely.
I mean, we absolutely appreciate it. We really love not only the high quality of the product, but the story behind it, and being able to like create with it, and having, for me, one thing I really like about the Savage Crucible is that slightly adult angle of it.
Right.
It's a bit more mature content than a Teenage Mutant Turtle.
Yeah, no, I get it.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, it's like,
sure,
you get older, it's just like, I'd like to do some beheadings,
indeed,
I'm angry,
yeah, and we're adults. We can do. We really understand the world a lot better than we did when we were
so
12
it's kind
or
of fun,
10 playing.
And it still harkens back to my childhood, because like, what I grew up on was Conan the Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It wasn't tamed down, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
no, it
No
wasn't.
punches being held then. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You know, so you know, to be able to have this stuff now, and like listening to Rob over the last couple of years and stuff, and his take on things has been like my take on things. I'm like, and to see somebody like bring it forward and be able to put it in my hands is awesome, and I'm very thankful for it.
Yeah,
And
we all are. Trust me, we all are.
So and I know Don is too. It's like, him and I will message on the side. It's like, dude, finally getting this stuff after so long. I wanted it so bad
so
when I was
amazing.
Yeah, I know, right? That's
why
why
40 years for this, man.
excuse me.
Especially the Lemurians. There's
Yeah.
never been a clan of lizard folk.
That's what
never.
I was getting ready to say. I told Rob, I was like, thank you so much for making those Wave 1. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because watching D&D cartoons on Saturday morning in the 80s, they're battling lizard men, and where's my lizard men? I don't have any.
Yeah.
This is lame.
And to have them now, is just so
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. Exactly.
I just mess with mine all day, and just look at them and go, these are just so cool. They're just
I definitely appreciate them now more I think than I would have when I was a kid. So yeah. Big thank you to him on that call.
By my shooting table. There's always one out by my shooting table.
I know.
I have them laying right here. It's just, and
I have quite a few laying around myself.
Here unboxed.
Right? Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you guys. I don't want to keep you guys anymore. So thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and say this because I know they would all want me to. A huge thank you to you guys and everyone that does this from all of us at Savage Crucible, because man, oh man, we really look forward to seeing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you much. Thank you. Yeah, so with that, keep it coming. So with that said, thank you guys very much for coming on and talking photography with us, man. We really appreciate it. So
looking forward to that Dio episode there, Jason.
that temple is really blowing me away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you build your new one and you're looking to get rid of that one, I guess I could just take it off your hands. I don't want you stressing about what you're going to do with it.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. As always, thank you, Stel, for joining me on another adventure. You guys, thank you. Seriously. So you guys have a good one. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. If you guys want to get a hold of them, you can reach them. You can see their handles down below. You can reach them on IG. So there you go. Look, they're willing to accept and help, and anybody that's interested, there you go. These two are the
savages.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Seriously.
Catch you next time, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for having us on.
Guys.
Oh, yeah, of course. Our